There are so many ways that we can travel, aren't there? I wonder if you've ever thought about this before. That is, if we're not in a pandemic and having to stay close to home, we have so much choice about how we can go to different places. But how we choose to go might depend on how far we have to go. Imagine, for example, Mum or Dad come to you and say, we need to go out, it's just a couple of miles, like going from Wallyford to Musselburgh. I wonder how you would choose to travel. You might want to take the car or the bus, but that's a short enough distance that you might be able to cycle or go on a scooter or even walk or run. But if it's a little bit further, say it's 90 miles, like going from Wallyford to Aberdeen or maybe going the other direction down to Newcastle, you might not want to walk that far. You might choose to go in the train or the bus or the car. But what if it was really far? What if it was 500 miles, like going to Europe, maybe Paris? How would you choose to travel that way? You definitely wouldn't want to walk. You might go on a train, maybe go on a boat, or you might want to take a plane, or even drive for a bit of it. There are two ways to travel that I've not mentioned yet that are on our picture: a camel and a donkey. We don't often use that way to travel these days, but in our story from the Bible, that's probably the way our people travelled. Mary and Joseph had to go on a journey. They were going from Nazareth, where they lived, to Bethlehem, because the emperor had ordered everybody to go to the place that their family originally came from so that everyone could be counted. It was quite a long journey, maybe 80 or 90 miles. And of course, all the pictures show that Mary and Joseph went with a donkey. This was going to be a difficult journey because it was quite long and the roads weren't very good. But also, Jesus was soon going to be born. But Mary and Joseph trusted God. They knew that God would look after them. And we can trust God too. When we've asked Jesus to forgive our sin and it no longer separates us from God, well then we know God is with us. He will comfort us when things are difficult. He will give us peace. He will help us to understand the Bible, and He'll help us to love other people. It's an incredible gift. And Mary and Joseph knew on the journey that God would look after them, and of course He did. And they safely got to Bethlehem, and Jesus was born there. The shepherds, they had a journey to go on too, but they weren't very far away from Bethlehem, maybe just about 2 miles. And when they heard that Jesus had been born, they decided to go quickly to see Jesus for themselves. They ran to Bethlehem. And then when they saw Jesus, they went to tell everybody about the amazing things that had happened that night. And everyone was amazed. Some people, when they hear about Jesus, they're really excited, and very quickly they want to find out as much as they can about Him and see and hear how amazing He is. And then they want to tell everybody about it. I wonder, are you amazed by Jesus? Has He made a huge difference in your life? And are you excited to tell other people how amazing He is? Of course, hundreds of miles away, another journey began. The wise men, perhaps on camels, had seen a special sign in the sky that someone special had been born, a rescuer for God's people. And they wanted to see for themselves. Their journey was a long one. And along the way, they had a question to ask about where they would find Jesus. Of course, they asked Herod, who was the wrong person to ask, because when he heard that a new king had been born, he was angry because he thought that he might lose his position to this new king. But the question was good. Where can we find Jesus? Because we want to worship Him. We want to give him gifts. We want to know how amazing he is. And it's really good to ask questions. Who is Jesus? Why is he so important? What difference does he make? How can I know him? And we can find the answers to these questions, of course, in the Bible and to people who have studied the Bible and know about the Bible. But that brings us to the person who made the longest journey of all. And this journey didn't happen in an airplane or in a car or by boat. But I'm talking about Jesus, who came from heaven all the way down to earth. And that's why we celebrate Christmas. It's God's special gift to us. The gift of forgiveness and the gift of friendship with him. I wonder, do you fit into this story? Maybe like Mary and Joseph, you trust God, you love God, and you know that he is with you all the time to give you comfort and peace and to give you joy in all circumstances and hope. He is a wonderful gift. Maybe like the shepherds, you're hearing about Jesus and you're hearing all these amazing things and you want to know more and quickly, and you want to read the Bible and talk to people and find out about Jesus, and you're excited and you want to tell other people. That's great. Or maybe like the wise men, you're on a longer journey. You've got questions you want to ask. Well, everyone in this story came to the same place. They came to Jesus, who was in Bethlehem, and they worshipped him. They recognized how amazing he is. They told other people about him. They gave him gifts. And I'm sure that when they found Jesus, their lives were changed. What an incredible lesson from the journeys that happened to Bethlehem. I'll see you again next week.